Hey everybody, it's rukristin, and I am here today with the Numbers Instagram and YouTube scrapbook hop with the Ali Edwards Design brand ambassadors, and I'm going to be making a daily page. So if you have not heard of daily pages before, I make them in these small notebooks. They're very fun, cool pages, and today I'm going to be making one with the numbers kit. So I've got some of my favorite numbers papers here. I've got a selfie I'm going to use. These are the 6x8 pages, and because they are sized for outside the page protector, they actually fit perfectly right across. I use these Field Notes notebooks. They fit perfectly right across here. So I love that one. I really like this one. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm gonna go and make a selfie with a list. These two probably not going to work for my book. I mean, it could. I could put that up here and then do one about journaling, but I think I'm super drawn to this paper. So let's go with this paper. We'll put these to the side for now. And first thing I'm going to do is cut this paper to size. So these books are 3.5 inches by 5.5 inches on each page. So it's 7 inches across by 5.5 inches high. So I'm going to cut this to be 5.5 inches high. Nice. And then 3.5 inches each, which is basically just right in half. So these are going to go here and here. This one is a little bit wider because it's, 3.5 and 3.75. And so my favorite way of gluing patterned paper into small notebooks is worrying about the side that's going to go close to the spine and getting that done first. So that's going to be here, and I'm going to use my Scotch ATG. Love her. And that's going to go here. So we're also going to use that here and use that here. So right now you can see I have adhered here, here, and here. Great, I'm going to leave that. Now I'm going to take my notebook. I'm going to adhere on the edge of this paper. So that means no matter what hangs off the edge, every single edge around the paper is going to be exactly where I want it to be adhered. And so I'm going to fold this over. Pull it just a little bit so it's not right in the spine. And I'm going to put it down. Fabulous. Way to go. We're going to do the same thing with this one. So this goes here, which means this side gets glue. Woohoo. And we'll glue the top and the bottom. And you can do this with any patterned paper you have. It doesn't even have to be like scrapbook patterned paper. You can do this with any kind of paper you have. Cardstock, my ATG ran out on me in the middle. Go, ATG, go. Alright, so got that there and there. We'll lay you down right here. And when you are scrapping in a notebook like this, one of the things you get is you get overhang. So I've got my trusty scissors. Actually, these are not the right ones. I'll pull these out. My gold ones are the ones that I use when there is sticky stuff happening. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut around the edge here, right where the paper is, and right around that edge there. Nice. And then we're going to do the same thing. Yep, stick it down. And by having scissors that have sticky stuff on them and scissors that don't touch sticky stuff, I know that I am never going to have to worry about cutting delicate things with the scissors that have touched sticky stuff. And I clean these scissors a lot more often because they do touch sticky stuff. So, awesome. Now we have put our patterned paper here in our little book. So next thing I'm going to do is Here's some numbers. Here's my picture. I pulled out some cardstocks that match this, since I knew that was my favorite paper. And I've got some of these number acetates also. So let's see, we have 1, 2, 3. Do I like that 2 better? Let's see, I like that 1. I like that 2, but I really like that 3. I don't like that 3. What? Not, I just don't like it with this one. I like it for other things. Let's see. So maybe we'll do these 3. And we'll keep that. 2, come with me. And we can use that 1. Or we can use that 1. Let's go with this. So we don't have that 1 and the 3 that are the same color, even though that is the same color. It's totally fine. Awesome. Okay, so maybe we'll use those. Those might be our 3. 1, 2, 3. The other thing that I was thinking is maybe this gets a mat, a photo mat. So the reason I do daily pages is I love working in small notebooks, and I didn't realize that I would love working in small notebooks. I'm going to use this color. But it all started out when I was creating and having a really hard time with my creative mojo. I was just feeling a little down, and it was really rubbing off on my creativity. And I was in a place where I had no extra time on my hands. All of my time was going to all the stuff going on in my life. I knew that I needed to get, and so now I'm going to switch to my black scissors here. I knew that I needed to get more creative time in, but I just literally did not have like 20 minutes in my day where I could schedule creative time. And so I came up with this, and I started doing these in 5 minutes a day. And I thought, you know, once I got my creative mojo back, I would stop creating in these small notebooks. But it wound up being this just great space for me. And it lets me play, it lets me practice. I love that I can open up a kit and just start playing with the things that I get and practicing with the things, especially stamp sets. And so one of my ideas was that I was going to grab one of the stamp sets, and now I can't find it. So, it's right here. I put it right on my chair. I'm just going to grab this stamp set. This is one of the Ali Edwards stamp sets that is like my absolute favorite. And I was going to get this one and stamp little cardstock. Got speech bubbles for journaling. I love stamping and cutting things out. It is one of my absolute favorite things in the entire world. So let's make that happen real quick. I'm gonna come over here with my stamp. I'm gonna come over here with my VersaFine. We've got this. We've got this. One. You go over here. VersaFine. VersaFine is my favorite black ink. It dries super fast, so it's really great for daily pages when you are trying to make things. You know, I wouldn't necessarily say like you're rushing when you're making daily pages, but they are faster pages. They are pages that you're not creating multiple layers of mixed media. I'm just going to cut this smaller so we have a little bit easier space to work with. And I'm actually going to flip to my precision cutting scissors. I like to think of them as precision cutting scissors and not fussy cutting scissors. So I'm just going to cut these out real quick. And I'm a huge fan of taking these things like this numbers kit and opening it up and playing with the things and practicing with these things, and not having to worry about making the most beautiful scrapbook layout of all time, but coming in my notebooks and saying, oh yeah, I love these new things that I got. Let me just play around with them. Let me practice this new technique that I learned. And it feels so much less daunting to do it on a small scale. And, you know, if it doesn't go your way, I still create pages that I don't like all the time. Constantly. I'm constantly creating pages that, didn't turn out the way that I imagined. And then some that turn out way better than I imagined. But while I'm creating the pages that, I might not necessarily be absolutely in love with, it's totally okay because, tomorrow's a new day and I get to create again. I don't have to worry about, like, with my bigger scrapbooks, like my chronological album, my book of me, my December daily, my week in the life, those are just more, they are more special to me. They're the ones that I take out when people are over. They're the ones where I am telling deeper stories. These books are so much more fun. They're for creative practice. They're for play. They're for just messing around. They're for telling a story that you wouldn't have told otherwise. They're for, sharing an extra photo that maybe didn't get on a page otherwise. And it's for whatever it is that you feel like creating that day. So I've got my last little green guy here. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to take those gold number stickers. We're going to do a 1, 2, 3. Because I just can't help but pair selfies with 1, 2, 3. If you have been around, you know that I do this challenge called Thursday 3. It's a selfie challenge that I've been doing since, probably about well over a decade now. It started because I was scrapbooking too many stories about myself and I didn't have any pictures I liked. So I needed to put a selfie on my calendar so that I could take more pictures of myself to use in my different scrapbook layouts. So yeah, we're going to take these numbers and they're going to go right on here. 1, 2, 3. And normally I don't use a lot of dimensional things in my daily pages because I'm going to glue that in too. I don't want my books to get super thick. But these numbers are really nice and flat. So they are puffy. They feel dimensional. They have a great texture. But they will be relatively thin with my album, which is really, really great. Something I really look forward to in products. So I'm going to glue this on. Way to go. And we're going to stick that on here. And before I stick these on here, I'm going to journal. So I'm going to grab my pen and make that happen. Okay, so I'm done with my journaling, and it says, this one is, I've been loving fall TV, and there are so many shows that aren't even out yet. So many shows that aren't even out yet. I can't wait for so many of them. Bunch of really good shows. There's just really good stuff. If you're not watching Abbott Elementary, please start watching Abbott Elementary. This second one here says we made this epic chicken tomato chili soup last night, and I have been thinking about it all day. I started thinking about it because I made this salsa last week with a bunch of the tomatoes that we have and some dried chilies I have in the pantry. And as soon as I made that salsa, I was like, oh, this needs to be a soup. So that soup has been in the works for quite a while. So this here is my Numbers daily page. It is simple. These pages get to be as super simple as you want. They can be as complicated as you'd like them to be as well. I used a patterned paper. I used some cardstock. I used these little numbers from the Numbers kit. And whatever you want to do with these pages are awesome. You can check out the rest of the YouTube blog participants, the blog hop participants for the Numbers kit, and everything else about where to get the paper, where to get the stuff, how to do it digitally, all of these cool things, everything you need to know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe. And thanks again for being here.